The atmosphere surrounding the British monarchy had rarely felt as tense as it did on that grey London morning. For several days, newspapers, television panels, and social media had been consumed by one explosive story after another. Headlines hinted at extravagant spending, secret meetings aboard a privately chartered luxury yacht, and growing frustration within palace walls. While official details remained scarce, speculation spread faster than facts, placing enormous pressure on the royal household. Buckingham Palace refused to comment. That silence only fueled the public's curiosity. As cameras remained fixed on the palace gates, royal commentators debated what would happen next. Some believed the controversy would disappear within days. Others insisted it represented the greatest public relations challenge facing the monarchy in years. Inside the palace, however, the mood was far more serious. Senior advisors gathered in private meeting rooms from the early hours of the morning. Confidential reports lay scattered across polished wooden tables. Every department, from communications to constitutional advisors, was assessing the growing impact on public confidence. At the center of those discussions stood Prince William. Although King Charles remained sovereign, William had increasingly become one of the monarchy's most trusted public figures. Calm under pressure and known for careful decision-making, he found himself carrying much of the responsibility for reassuring both palace staff and the public. This time, however, there would be no quick statement capable of ending the speculation. The questions were simply too numerous. What exactly had happened? Who had approved the arrangements? Had palace protocols been followed? And perhaps most importantly, how could confidence in the institution be restored? According to palace insiders, at least in this fictional account, the Prince of Wales insisted on one guiding principle. Facts first, assumptions never. Those 4 words immediately changed the tone of every discussion. Instead of rushing to respond emotionally, William instructed advisors to gather every relevant document, timeline, and witness account before reaching any conclusions. His approach surprised many observers. Some expected dramatic announcements. Others predicted open disagreements among senior royals. Instead, William focused entirely on accountability and transparency. That strategy earned quiet respect from palace employees who had witnessed countless crises over the years. One longtime staff member reportedly remarked, "This isn't about personalities anymore, it's about protecting the institution." Throughout the day, private meetings continued behind closed doors. Legal advisors reviewed procedures. Financial officers examined travel records. Communications experts prepared multiple response plans depending on what facts ultimately emerged. Meanwhile, outside the palace, reporters competed for even the smallest new detail. Every arriving vehicle became breaking news. Every departing official generated fresh speculation. Television helicopters circled overhead. International media outlets joined the coverage. Within hours, the story had become global. Yet despite the frenzy, William refused to be rushed. Those closest to him described a leader determined to separate verified information from rumor. Friends noted that years of preparing for future kingship had taught him one essential lesson. The monarchy survives not through dramatic reactions but through steady leadership during moments of uncertainty. That philosophy guided every decision he made. Elsewhere, senior members of the royal family remained largely out of public view. Their schedules were quietly adjusted. Several appearances were postponed. Officials explained only that routine planning changes were being made. The public, of course, interpreted every cancellation as evidence that something significant was unfolding. Commentators filled television broadcasts with endless theories. Some believed sweeping reforms were imminent. Others predicted major changes to palace operations. None could confirm any of it. Inside royal residences, staff continued working under extraordinary pressure. Telephone lines remained busy. Security procedures were reviewed. Every official statement underwent multiple legal checks before approval. For younger palace employees, the atmosphere felt unlike anything they had previously experienced. Veteran aides, however, remained composed. They had seen public storms come and go before. One advisor quietly reminded colleagues, "The headlines change every day. Institutions endure by remaining disciplined." William appeared to share exactly that mindset. Rather than focusing on media speculation, he concentrated on ensuring every internal process operated according to established constitutional practice. He requested detailed briefings. He asked difficult questions. He encouraged honest answers, even when they revealed uncomfortable truths about communication failures and administrative oversight. Observers later described this fictional version of William as determined to strengthen palace governance rather than assign blame before all facts had been reviewed. That distinction proved important. It demonstrated leadership rooted in responsibility instead of emotion. As evening approached, anticipation reached its highest point. Journalists gathered outside palace entrances expecting an official announcement. Camera crews prepared for live broadcasts. Social media buzzed with countdowns. Millions waited. Finally, shortly before sunset, palace officials emerged, not to deliver dramatic accusations or sweeping condemnations, but to confirm that an internal review had been initiated to examine procedures surrounding recent events and recommend improvements where necessary. The statement was measured, brief, carefully worded. It neither confirmed nor denied many of the circulating rumors. Instead, it emphasized accountability, transparency, and maintaining public trust. While some commentators criticized the announcement as too cautious, others praised its refusal to speculate before the review concluded. William, according to fictional palace sources, believed credibility depended on patience. The public deserves truth, he reportedly told advisors, not headlines. Those words soon became the defining message of the crisis. Across Britain, reactions were mixed. Some citizens welcomed the calm approach. Others demanded faster answers. Constitutional experts noted that balancing transparency with due process had always been one of the monarchy's greatest challenges. Meanwhile, palace staff worked late into the night preparing additional documentation for investigators conducting the review. Every department cooperated. Every expense record was examined. Every scheduling decision was revisited. The objective was clear: restore confidence through openness rather than secrecy. For William, the episode represented more than managing another difficult week. It became an opportunity to demonstrate the kind of leadership many believed would eventually define his future reign. Measured, disciplined, focused on long-term stability instead of short-term headlines. Yet everyone understood that the most difficult decisions still lay ahead. The internal review had only just begun. Its findings could reshape palace procedures, influence public opinion, and determine how the royal household would respond to future controversies. As darkness settled over London, the palace lights remained on. Behind those historic walls, advisors continued working through stacks of documents while the world waited for answers. No one could predict exactly what the coming days would reveal, but one thing had become unmistakably clear. The future direction of the monarchy would depend not on rumors or sensational headlines, but on careful leadership, verified facts, and the willingness to confront difficult questions with honesty. In the days that followed, the palace's internal review continued methodically, with officials emphasizing that its purpose was to examine procedures rather than validate the many rumors circulating online. Constitutional experts reminded the public that the monarchy's credibility depends on careful governance, transparency where appropriate, and avoiding conclusions before the evidence has been fully assessed. Prince William maintained a visible but measured presence, carrying out previously scheduled engagements while reassuring the public that the institution remained focused on serving the country. During one appearance, he thanked community volunteers for their dedication, subtly reinforcing the message that public service, not palace intrigue, should remain at the heart of royal life. Meanwhile, Buckingham Palace reiterated that any administrative changes would be considered only after the review's findings were complete. Officials stressed that no decisions regarding the roles or responsibilities of senior members of the royal family would be announced based on speculation or unverified reports. Royal commentators observed that the episode highlighted the intense scrutiny modern public figures face in the age of instant news and social media. They noted that while sensational headlines often dominate the conversation, lasting public confidence is built through accountability, patience, and respect for established processes.